Right, g'day. Just exploring the coffee machine and how to make a cup of coffee with one of these machines. This one is the Sunbeam. Costs about $100, including all the bits and pieces that go with it. So the thing to look for on the coffee machines is the pressure that it pushes the water through, which is measured in bars, B-A-R, and they say it should be above 9 bar. To really get the enough pressure to get the flavour out of the coffee grounds. This one's 15 bar, which is the same as the more expensive $300 model, and of course you can go up to the $900, $1,000, $2,000. But just for the basics, it's got water to come through to go through the coffee grounds, water to come out to heat up the milk, and that's about it. So I'll switch it on. Lights come up when it's ready to be used. So green light for the steam and the orange light for the power. So, and just check the sufficient water. The tank's on the back, and just make sure it's got a reasonable amount of water in it. Now decide what size cup of coffee you want to make. So you go for the very small, and that uses the single size coffee holder. You can go up one size to something more larger. That's probably just for black coffee without the milk. That could be with milk, or once you get stuck into it, maybe it's best to go for an even bigger one. And if you are going for a bigger one, like a coffee mug, just make sure it fits. Right, so we put the larger container for the coffee in the holder rather than the small one. Put that on, and then, as you may notice, it doesn't fit anymore. So you can actually take this part of it out and just to catch all the drips and water, I'll just put a cloth under there and put that there like that. So now that's all set to start making the coffee. I like coffee in a mug that's hot. If you go into a coffee store, then they usually have the mugs on the top on this, which is warm. So you already get a warmed cup, but at home it's a cold cup. So to heat it, and also just to check that there's no hold-ups in the water flow, I just run some water through into the cup. So I'm just letting the water run through, so I've got a good run of the water, and I'll leave that hot water in the cup to keep warming the cup. I'll then turn it off, empty the water out, and then I need to put the coffee grounds in. The coffee grounds I've prepared beforehand, and it's usually just this dispenser comes with the coffee machine. I've also noticed that because it's a bowl rather than a spoon, that to fill the retainer you need to rotate it, not tip it. Otherwise the grounds go over the place. So just rotate it fully, and then you just need to tamp it down to make sure that the coffee doesn't run straight through. So you don't use too much force, but that's sufficient. What I also do is if I let the water soak into the ground, so I just switch this on to put water through it, but stop before any water actually comes out the other end. So just and stop. So there's now water in the grounds. I'm hoping that will release a bit more of the coffee flavour. And moving on to the milk, to get frothy milk. One sort of discovery is I don't have a temperature thermometer, and they say you should be able to tell this if it's too hot for the touch, then you put in too much steam to heat up the milk. So the way I hold it is just to put my thumb through there, so I've got it balanced like that, and I'm using my little finger, or pinky as they call it, underneath. So that's not holding it, but that's just checking for the temperature. And once it gets too hot for this finger here, I can just pull that finger away and the milk's ready to be used. So, okay, so I'll just warm up the jug first. There we go. Put in some milk, and it's best to use a low-fat milk, because the fat milk tends not to froth up too well apparently. So I have tried it and it's right, it stays reasonably flat. So let's just put some milk in there. So the milk I put in is about up to about here, I suppose. So that's as cold as, because that's out of the fridge. And then to apply the milk, there's lots of information about this, but I just put it underneath there just to break the surface of the milk with the nozzle, and then you get the milk rotating inside there and it starts to froth up and it becomes quite silky in texture. You probably won't be able to see it from where I've got the camera angle, but here we go. So it's just started to so you can hear it pumping away, and it's just starting to froth slowly, 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 and it's starting to rotate. And I've seen the textures change to sort of silky texture, so it's about ready now. I'll turn it off, and you may be able to see in there just some frothy milk. So it's not excessively frothy. If you want it more frothy, lift the nozzle up a bit further and just pump more air bubbles into it. So I can leave that there, I'll leave it on there where it's warm. And then I'll just clean the nozzle, which also has the effect of heating up the cup more as well. So. And then just use this wet cloth just to clean off the nozzle. There we go. Easy done. Pour away the hot water. Yes, cup's nice and hot. And then run through the coffee and basically just keep running it until it goes a clearish colour. That's quite nice and dark at the moment. It's beginning to go clear. And that should about do it. Maybe a bit too much. I'll then just switch it off. Move that out from under the... Take that out. Just empty that out. Pour on the milk. And normally you just have to rotate the cup a bit to get the froth away from the side, otherwise it just sticks in the mug. So, and there we go. Again, wash that out. And there's the coffee. Looks good.